It's cozy season. You need blankets, pillows. You need mugs. You need
You know what I want?
tea koozie. What's your cozy season must-haves?
Holiday themed glasses and dishware. You know, I finally got my little Christmas plates that I've wanted for years and years and years last Christmas. I want like some sort
It's
of
not
like
my culture, but
I know
I
it's not
respect
your culture, but I want more like Christmassy drinkware, plateware.
Okay, well, you know a great place to get that.
Wayfair.
Yeah, you got to be stocking up at Wayfair.
I'm stocking up at Wayfair.
Because not only are you going to get the cozy items that you so desire, but you're going to get great deals on the cozy items you so desire. Because Wayfair has great deals on things your home actually needs, especially before the holidays. They have everything from sofas to spatulas. You name it, they have it. They also have styles you can't find anywhere else. No cookie cutter stuff that everyone else has, so you can make your home way more you. Right now, you can shop Wayfair's insane holiday deals and get up to 70% off during their Black Friday deals.
You know what items I'm all ready for thanks to Wayfair?
What items?
Christmas napkins. It sounds silly, but I want them and I like them.
Get them.
Christmas, they've got little Christmas trees on them.
Get
and
them.
they're napkins.
Just
okay?
just have me over and make cookies. Like,
And you'll go, not my culture, when you like wipe your mouth, but that's fine. That's
no,
totally
I'll say
fine.
these are gorgeous.
Thank you. Don't miss out on saving big with Wayfair this holiday. Head to wayfair.com now to shop Wayfair's Black Friday deals. That's WAYFAIR.com.
You or Drayla?
Yo, they wanna know.
Hey,
Mia.
hey,
Mia.
Come on.
hey. I want to be famous.
Welcome to Who Weekly, the podcast where you'll learn everything you need to know about the celebrities you don't. I'm Bobby Finger,
I'm Lindsay Weber.
and we have not one but two pieces of breaking news. Thank God. Number one.
Thank God.
How do I weight these? Number one, everyone hold your breath. Carly Rae Jepsen has released a surprise album dedicated side B.
She'd been teasing the side Bs, which, as we know, as Carly Rae Jepsen, as Jep friends, we know that the side Bs are always better than the side As.
I think that's their.
True fans know.
I think the great thing about Carly Rae Jepsen is that the side Bs sound just like the side As. I think we just like them because they're new, but it's more of the same.
No, I disagree.
I think that they're as good.
No. I think the side Bs have historically been better than the side As. I think there is in the Carly Rae Jepsen music factory, like CNC Music Factory, I think there's poor decision making, like choosing singles and stuff like that. I don't quite agree with the choosing of the songs, the placement of the songs. So when they release the side Bs, it's always great because it's just like giving up in terms of just give us everything that you did. I don't really care the placement of the singles because she's not very good at choosing those historically. Like, I really, really like you. Not the best album on that. Not the best song on that album. Not even a really, really great song.
I think that Emotion Side B has like 4 great songs that are great surprises, and the rest of them sound just like everything else. But I think if you had to look at them as a whole, I would choose Emotion Side A.
I don't know. I might choose Emotion Side B. I'm just thinking like she famously puts incredible songs, somehow releases them on the back burner. Like, you know, Cut to the Feeling, maybe one of her best songs ever of all time, came out with a children's movie about ballet. You know, it's
that's
like
not on side anything. That's like on side Z.
Right. So like just to me, the decision making over there, I'm not quite sure like who's choosing what. Like we know Carly has a lot, but we just don't know where stuff is being put. And so whenever she releases a side B, I'm like, incredible. You know what? Just give us the full archives. Give us the Lana Del laptop.
This side B is more of a proper album length thing because Emotion Side B was pretty short. It's like 8 songs.
Right.
So here we have like 12 songs. The original dedicated was 15. So
wow.
I'll
I can't wait to listen to it. I'm so excited to listen to it.
Now the actual breaking news is that Lori Loughlin and Massimo Giannulli are going to prison. They're going to prison. They pled guilty to 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire and mail fraud. Massimo is pleading to an additional thing for honest services wire and mail fraud.
It's funny that that's what they got them on in terms of all of the stuff. That's the actual crime is wire and mail fraud.
Yeah, we talked about that more when it actually happened.
Yeah.
Like the reason it's illegal is because it's technically mail fraud.
Right,
so strange.
Right.
It made me want to go to law school. I was like, huh.
Because it's false
Interesting.
documents. A lot of false documents. Okay, so Lori is has agreed to 2 months in prison and a fine of $150,000 and 2
Nothing
years
to her.
probation.
Nothing
And
to
she'll
her.
perform 250 hours. So remember that Felicity was sentenced for 2 weeks maybe and did like 2 days.
11 days. She did 11 days of
11
a
days.
14-day sentence. Lori
Okay.
gets a
Lori
2-month
will
sentence.
do a month.
A month. I don't know. I
In
feel like
a
that's
in
how
a
that
low
works.
security prison. She'll probably go the same one that Martha went to. Same one that Felicity
Are
went
they
to.
LA? Where are the other crimes? The California crimes, though. Yeah, Felicity. Because Martha was up
She'll
here.
go to she'll go to the one that Felicity went to. But
Mm-hmm.
my other question was, due to coronavirus, I think that they will try and push this the serving of this off very much so.
Lori does a little Phyllis Neffler hand wave. Excuse me, Judge. Could we wait until there's
Yeah.
a vaccine? Judge.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I fully believe that. So he was sentenced a little bit more, so meaning he'll do a little bit more than 2 months, maybe
whatever.
2.5. I mean, they have pricey lawyers who are just going to be fighting the whole time to get them out early, like as soon as they go in. And interesting that so now this is like Lori can move on, but this is now on her quote unquote record. Although Felicity has moved on quite well.
Felicity played the game correctly. She was like, I fucked up, sent me to prison, got out of prison, and was like, okay, let's move on, which is what Martha did. So
Yeah, because people need time to forget it. I mean, I think that they will
Exactly,
forget
and
Felicity
now they're thinking about
faster than
Lori.
they'll forget
You forgot about
Lori.
Felicity.
I know. I just think it's like enough with the dragging this out. Maybe they were like, it's enough. Like, we're losing money by the second. It's not worth it. Let's just do it.
Go to prison. Let's move on. The world's dealing with other things right now. You are listening to Who's There, our weekly call-in show where we take your questions, comments, and concerns at 619-WHO-THEM. I love this person who just emailed us because we got all these PR press emails about Lori Loughlin and Massimo getting sentenced. And then there's this one hooligan who just straight up sent us the link to the justice.gov court filing. It's like,
Yeah.
I think that must
Yeah.
be a lawyer who. I love that. Here are the full documents if you want them. Great. Thank you so much for that. Can't wait to dig into those documents later. As I said, this is Who's There. We are going to play some comments first, then get into questions. Then we might even play a game of Who or Them that we've been putting off because we always run out of time. We're going to start with this comment. We got a few calls about this, and I think the call says it best.
Hi, Lindsay, Bobby. Medium time, second time. I'm just calling. I paused the podcast at the end. You were talking about Allison Roman and Chrissy Teigen, but you all left out the part where Allison Roman was making fun of Mary Kondo and how she speaks English. And also, Allison Roman, she's really famous for things like the stew, but the stew is chana masala. She just likes to pretend that it's not Indian. And then later the recipe got updated to kind of give a nod to India. But Allison Roman's a little bit of a culture vulture with Asian food. She hosted some food tour to Vietnam, and not actually is not actually a Vietnamese chef or trained in the Vietnamese tradition. So I just kind of felt it was a really good discussion of everything that happened. But Allison Roman has a bit of a history with Asian people and Asian foods, and she gets called out a lot by South Asian food writers and Asian food writers. And it kind of gets ignored. And again, the stuff that she said about Mary Kondo, please to buy my, stuff. It just kind of bummed me out that y'all didn't, address that and address Allison Roman's, kind of shady history. I'm sorry if she, operates in the same circles as you all do, but, kind of central to the story. Is very much a thing about, race and, who gets to cook different foods and who gets to own foods, how many Indian grandmas and mamas make chana masala and yet it becomes Allison Roman's stew, all right, crunch crunch, women can go in balloons if they want to. Bye-bye.
Women can go balloons if they want to. Thank you for that call. We got a couple calls like that. So I guess the best thing we can do is direct you to this story on Eater by Navneet Along called Stewed Awakening. I think it just says a lot of things that the commenter said that we didn't talk about, that a lot of other people are talking about better than we possibly could. We'll link that in the show notes. Next comment.
And thank you.
Hey, Who Weekly. Long time. I had to pause the show when you were talking about Tori Spelling putting together a Farrah Fawcett puzzle. The reason she has that puzzle is because in 2010, Farrah Fawcett contacted Tori Spelling. This was after her death through a psychic reading. So I just wanted to close the loop on why the hell Tori Spelling would have a Farrah Fawcett puzzle. Crunch, crunch.
This is incredible because so many people knew this. That's what's like amazing to me is so many hooligans were like, oh no, this is a specific. I'm like, excuse me. Actually, Tori Spelling communicated with Farrah Fawcett from like in the, you know, across the lines.
Of all things, this is the explanation to that puzzle.
I know. So apparently, the connection is that her dad was the producer of Charlie's Angels. So like she wanted to talk to him. She sat down with, of course, John Edward, the OG, like, con artist medium man.
God.
And he connected her to Farrah Fawcett, who was like, I wanted to talk to her father or something. So she has like a Farrah Fawcett connection. Aside from just talking to her, I think she also just like her family is very wrapped up in Charlie's Angels. I forgot that, you know, because of
There's so
the
many
show
things
and
are
how
Aaron
he was
Spelling
the-
shows that you forget that they all are.
Right.
Like it's like too huge.
Right. So she says she knew Farrah for years, first through her dad and actress's work on Charlie's Angels, then because they were neighbors, and also because the blonde bombshell appeared on Tori's former VH1 show So Notorious. So I guess they were neighbors.
It's really funny imagining this version of the afterlife where Farrah Fawcett and Aaron Spelling are maybe having a conversation somewhere in the afterlife. And then Aaron Spelling like goes to like refill his drink or like, you know, hops outside for a phone call. And then meanwhile, some voice is like, Dad. And Farrah's like, oh, sweetie. Oh, he just ran out. Like, but while I have you.
I mean, there is a joke in there that it's like Tori doesn't even have a good relationship with her dad. Like when he's like on the other side, it's like she's like, Dad, and he's like, Hun, I'm busy.
He's mouthing like, I'm not here to Farrah. Like,
I'm not
here. I'm not
yeah,
here.
take the call. Take the call.
Oh, what?
He's like playing, you know, like heaven tennis or whatever. I don't know, heaven hell. I'm
Heaven
just
tennis.
whatever.
Okay, that's really funny.
So that's the reason why Tori Spelling would be playing with a Farrah Fawcett puzzle. Honestly, that's still not a good reason.
Hey Weekly, medium time. Literally just had to stop the podcast because when you played that clip of Megan Blake Irwin talking, she said she's from Adelaide, and that's where I'm from. And it's really funny because about 20 years ago, there was a guy that went around town in Adelaide pretending to be Skeet Ulrich and, basically scammed a bunch of money out of people. I doubt she knows this fun fact about our city, but it's pretty funny. And literally, like, anyone of a certain age in Adelaide knows who Skeet Ulrich is because some guy went around and, like, was pretending to be him for a while. Anyway, good form, Bella Thorne. Being great. Bye.
This is so funny because, I mean, just the coincidence is really funny, but also, thank God, the Sydney Morning Herald has an article about this fraudster. It was published 10 years ago. It's from 2010, and it's about this guy named Brenton Jarrett, who was from Australia, and he would pretend to be different famous people. The first person he pretended to be was Joshua Hitchcock, aka the grandson of Alfred Hitchcock. So he would be like, I'm the head of a film production house or whatever. It's kind of it's very shady. And he was creating casting sites, and he was saying that he was making a remake of Cheers in Melbourne. Ugh, and he met women and manipulated them. Ugh, that's terrible.
He looks
this is not
sort of like he looks.
But he looks like Skeet. He was arrested in relation to an assault on the driver of a limousine he had hired while pretending to be Daniel Depp, the brother of John. So he was pretending to be like related to people. And then finally in 1998, he just pretended to be Skeet Ulrich. And that was his last thing.
He has the vibe of if you mashed up Eddie Furlong, Johnny Depp, and Skeet Ulrich, and then just like really
Right.
shook him, and left him out to dry for a little bit.
Which is why I might believe that he's Daniel Depp, brother of Johnny Depp, which I don't even think is a real person. Do you know what I mean? So So Skeet Ulrich is the first person that he pretended to be, where he just pretended to be him. He didn't pretend to be his brother or cousin or uncle. Anyways, he was arrested and he went to jail on fraud charges. And I don't know what his deal is now, and I don't feel like looking it up. But, since then, he has made a return appearance as Skeet Ulrich. He also pretended to be Jai Hanlon, a representative of Johnny Depp scouting holiday locations, and Josh Jarrett, a Las Vegas-based nightclub owner.
Are we sure that this is not the man who was in Megan Blake Irwin's Instagram stories? Because now I'm getting a little nervous.
I mean.
Because we did talk about how Skeet Ulrich looks very different now, so I don't know.
No, that's definitely Skeet Ulrich. I also saw a great headline where Skeet Ulrich said that he left Riverdale because of creative decisions. He was like, I didn't like where that show was going creatively. It wasn't fulfilling to me. I mean, just incredible.
The last thing I will say about Skeet Ulrich is that I finally started The Sopranos. And within 6 minutes of The Sopranos starting, this happens.
So cool you're going to be able to come to Aspen with my family at Christmas. Last year at Aspen, I saw Skeet Ulrich. It's close. It's from where you're sitting.
Oh my God.
Meadow going, oh my God.
To Skeet Ulrich.
It's the perfect timing year-wise. I mean, that show started in
99.
whenever, but like it's the Skeet Ulrich era. You also hear Britney Spears songs. You get ready. You're on a
friend
wild
a repeat visitor? Meadows' friend?
She's not she's there for a little bit, but she's not like a long time character.
30 minutes in, I was like, this show's good. It was just like one of those realizations where you're like, oh.
Well, you're finally like, I get what people are talking about. Even though you did not believe them, you're just like, oh.
Oh my God, and the violence. I'm like, ugh. Within 10 minutes, there's like a bone sticking out of someone. I was like, I can't look at it. God,
I'm so happy you're watching The Sopranos. It's
I'm
such
thrilled.
a good
Watch the
journey.
full credits, and I was like, I've heard this song, but never in context. Like, this rules.
But then by the end of the show, you're going to be like, woke up this morning. I like karaoke. Find myself a gun.
What if Katy Perry names her baby Daisy Bloom after her new song? Crunch, crunch.
I think we even talked about this on the podcast. We definitely texted about it like 5 days ago. Of course, this is going to be a possibility.
Incredible promo.
I honestly, it seems like fact at this point.
Cover me in daisies. But I have to say, the song is not good enough. Like, it's not even close to being one of her best. So it's like, it would be kind of sad if she named her kid after a song that she released that's just fine.
Hi, Lindsay Bobby. I just wanted to call because you were talking about Joaquin Phoenix and Rooney Mara potentially giving their baby a middle name, last name situation. And I did just want to point out that Rooney Mara herself actually has that very middle name, last name situation going on, because her full name is Patricia Rooney Mara and her sister's name is Kate Rooney Mara. Rooney is her mom's last name, Mara is her dad's last name. And that is some of my favorite trivia, that they both are named Rooney Mara. And I did want to make sure that didn't go unsaid. So yeah, me and Greece, Leanne Cuisine.
This leads me to think that if it's a girl, or it doesn't matter, they will also name the kid Rooney Mara, just to continue on the Rooney Mara, clan.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me of this. And I feel like we even made fun of this in the past. Yeah,
we did.
This is why call-ins are great, because every time we forget something, a caller's like,
Right. And the other thing that I fucked up was that Joaquin Phoenix named himself Leaf and then changed it back. So he was born Joaquin Raphael Bottom. I can't believe that's the last name that he had, but whatever. And he changed his name to Leaf, and then he moved to Mexico, and Leaf in Spanish is Hoja. I'm pronouncing that wrong. And then ajo is garlic and ojo is eye. So I would always get them confused and introduce myself as either garlic or eye. And so he was embarrassed. So he claims that's why he changed his name back to Joaquin, because it was hard to pronounce in the first place, but then Leaf got confusing.
Okay.
I don't believe that story in the slightest. Sorry, but like, fine.
I don't believe that story at all. Okay, next call.
Hi, Lindsay Bobby. Long time. Just had to pause the podcast when you're talking about Brian Green and Megan Fox and that cryptic quote about butterflies that he posted on Instagram. It trudged up this latent memory that I am truly not sure why I have. It is definitely a sign that my brain is rotting. But I remembered that Megan Fox has a tattoo of the quote, "We will all laugh at gilded butterflies," which is attributed to King Lear, but is actually a bastardization of the actual line. So yeah, just, I don't know if he's that deep, but maybe it was just like a double layered symbolism that she's the gilded butterfly. Okay. I'm going to go cry because I'm just disappointed that I just knew all of that. Thank you so much. Love you guys so much. Crunch, crunch. ScarJo, yummy pop. Rest in peace.
I love that. That was like a full explanation of why that he chose that, because then hours later after our episode came out, it came out that they are broken up. Like he did say, he did confirm that they'd broken up, but he said in another article, it's not because of cheating. And then the music video came out, Machine Gun Kelly's music video came out with Megan Fox in it, which honestly makes me feel like there's more evidence that they're actually not together, that it was just promotion for this music video that she was in.
Mm-hmm.
Her being in his music video convinces me less that they're actually dating. The timing of his breakup and them being together is the only thing that maybe convinces, that like is the only evidence that they'd be together.
Yeah. The video I like. The video makes me feel like I'm in the year 2000 again.
It's like if there was no rumors of them dating, if it didn't even matter, it's the perfect Megan Fox casting. It is Megan Fox at her true finest. It is Jennifer's body Megan Fox. Like it is you can tell he is a fan of Megan Fox.
Yeah, it reminded me of the Lit video with Pamela Anderson, where she's like giant and she's like stepping on them.
Where she's eating
and
them.
she eats them. Where they're like objectifying her, but she's also like the winner.
Right.
She's the victor. So it's like Megan Fox is being objectified, but she's also murdering Machine Gun Kelly. So it's like funny.
And she's also the singer of the song.
Yeah, and she's the singer of the song. Yeah. Also that song, I was like, oh, Machine Gun Kelly, not bad.
The other thing that I find amusing, and this is just a side note, is that this news came out on Brian Austin Green's podcast, which is so funny to me. First of all, I did not know he had a podcast. It's called Context. But the point is, it's like, if you're a celebrity and you have a podcast, which is like, great, you make money off the podcast, people like it, it's good for like personality, da-da-da. If something like this happens and you have a podcast, you're kind of obligated to share it. It's like if you didn't have a podcast, you wouldn't have to say anything. But because you have that weekly or whatever platform, you're kind of forced to say it. And it's kind of funny in a weird way. It's like, that's the sacrifice you make for making money off a podcast.
God, you're right.
Is that if news happens to you, you have to respond to it in that fucking podcast. You can't, or else you're like inauthentic or whatever. It's like, why is he fucking talking about whatever on his podcast? Yeah. He just broke up with, something just happened. So he said on the podcast, I've never met him, but Meg and I talked about him and they're friends at this point. And for what she's expressed, he's a really nice guy, genuine guy. I trust her judgment. She's always had really good judgment.
Still very vague.
It's still very vague. And I also kind of feel like this is promo.
Like until I see them holding hands in masks, like I don't know that I believe it, you know?
Yeah, until he's wearing a T-shirt with like her name on it or something. I can't.
Also,
or butterflies.
Whatever hooligan made that I Heart ADA shirt today, like God bless. That was amazing.
I thought it was real. I was like, is this real?
I slept in a terrible bed at one of our dates this story. I won't reveal where it was because I don't want to be super rude, but the bed was absolutely horrendous. Big dip in the middle. I was always like rolling into the center. It was so bad. My back hurt so bad when I woke up. And guess what? When I got home, my favorite part of being home was getting in bed.
Yeah, you were like back into my mattress.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's a real bed that was chosen for me based on a quiz, the Helix quiz.
Right. And sometimes when people use my mattress, they're like, that's a little soft. And I'm like, yeah, it's made for me, not for you.
For you.
Which actually even drives home the fact that it's so made for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I kind of relish in the fact, I mean, I don't want my friends to be uncomfortable, but I'm like, I kind of am like celebrating the fact that it's like for my body, not for yours.
Mm-hmm. I just sleep so much better on my own mattress than literally any other mattress. And that's because Helix mattresses rock. I wake up, my back doesn't hurt. I wake up, I don't have night sweats. I wake up and I'm thrilled. I wake up and I say, I love you, Helix.
That's
so
incredible.
If you want to experience the joy that I experience every
time I
get in bed,
the
and
satisfaction,
every time I get out of bed, you should go to helixsleep.com/who because you will get 25% off site-wide plus 2 free Dream pillows with any mattress purchase. Plus, get a free bedding bundle, which includes 2 Dream pillows, a sheet set, and a mattress protector with any Luxe or Elite mattress order at helixsleep.com/who. That's helixsleep.com/who.
Hi, guys. So excited here because my time has come to shine on this podcast. I am a real-life Cuban here to report what Cubans think about Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas and them together in general. So Ben Affleck alone, I think Cubans on the island truly have no idea who Ben Affleck is. I don't even think they really know who Ana de Armas is. They just probably think that she's dating. Like, they probably now know that she's a pretty big deal here. And because of that, they automatically think that Ben Affleck is, like, the biggest actor known to man. They probably think he's literally, like, Leonardo DiCaprio. That's what they think he is. They know who Leonardo DiCaprio is, so they think he's at Leonardo DiCaprio's level. Now, Cubans who have made the giant journey here to the United States and elsewhere, the first thing that one of my other Cuban friends texted me when we found out that Ana de Armas was dating Ben Affleck was, hasn't the island suffered enough? It's really weird. It's an odd choice that we saw for Ana, but it's okay. We support her no matter what. We don't have that many people to support. I think my theory is that the thing that really attracted her to him is the fact that he speaks Spanish pretty well. He's blending in quite good. I don't think you guys are giving him as much credit as he deserves. That's all I have to say. Bye.
Thank you so much for calling. We had to cut part of the end because the call broke up, but I'm so glad you called, and I'm so glad to know that, like, people in Cuba have no idea who Ben Affleck is. And also may not even know who Ana de Armas is, but, like, support her because she's Cuban, iconic.
Wait, somewhat related, we also got a call about what Puerto Ricans think of Ben Affleck because of the J-Lo incident, so I kind of want to play that call, too, because it definitely does tie into this.
Hey, Who Weekly, long time. You asked for Cuban community discussions on Ben Affleck. As part of the Puerto Rican community, I will say that from previous encounters with Ben Affleck for Bennifer, #NeverForget, I was always really into that, and I think Puerto Ricans are really into that. I mean, I think that's, there's cultural issues there, but I think the idea of this Puerto Rican lady snatching up the, white guy was kind of interesting and, bringing him into the fold. So maybe it's the same for the Cubans, but, us Latinas, Latinx have been burned before, so it's a little sus. I don't know. We'll see. I do like that he has good Spanish speaking, pronunciation and stuff, even though it's with, a Mexican accent, so he has, this whole pan-Latin thing going on. Anyway, I don't know. Probably would be best for a special Quién episode, so that's just, I hope you guys, try that out. Presidente, Bad Bunny, Ben Affleck. Let's talk all the Latinx who's. All right, that's it. Crunch.
Presidente, Bad Bunny, Ben Affleck.
I mean, it is incredible that it's he's Cuban, he had dalliances with Puerto Rico, he speaks in a Mexican accent. Yeah.
So based on this very small sample size, the Latinx community supports Ben Affleck, but is quietly sus about the entire thing. Let's move on to questions. Thank you for calling so much.
Hi, Weekly. I'm sure y'all are getting a lot of calls about how Pauly D is hot now. And, I agree with them. I think the only reason he's hot now in that one video is because he's wearing a hat and we can't see his hair. But also, the other day I was Googling him and he's 40. How is that even possible? I feel like he will forever have the energy of a 29-year-old. Okay, that's all I have to say on him.
Crunch, crunch.
Can I say that the best part about this call is when you're like, I'm sure you're getting a lot of calls about this. We did not get it. We only got one call about this, and it's from you. Although this has been covered mercilessly by people.
God,
this is like...
I'm sure you get a lot of calls about this. Correct about Allison Roman. I'm sure you got a call about this. Even more correct about Tori Spelling and Farrah Fawcett. I'm sure you got a lot of calls about this. Absolutely. Nope. Never. Nope. Just this one. But we decided to play it anyway.
Yeah, because also I will say, Kelly, our friend, sent me a DM with this photo of him and was like, it's hot. Like, I can't help myself. He's too hot. And I agree. But
So
it's
did
just so
Miles.
funny to me for two...
Mouse is like, too hot. Too hot.
Miles Tanzer? Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. So, but what's funny about this for two reasons. One is he looks hot because he has a beard. So that's like, it's changing his vibe a little bit. And you're right. He's wearing a hat over his hair, his distinctive like joke feature that makes him kind of like silly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the silliness of Pauly D desexualizes him. The other thing that's really funny to me about this entire thing is it's like, oh, his quarantine beard. It's like that he can't shave his beard because he's in quarantine, but like the beard is the one thing that like you can shave yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
it's
what you
like
mean.
It's not like, oh, his hair is so long, he has quarantine hair. It's like, no, he literally like he just didn't shave his beard and now he's hot, or he just looks different.
He didn't shave his beard, and also he didn't have his crazy glasses on, and also he has been covering up his head. You know, like nothing has really changed. It's just been minor little edits.
He finally, maybe the thing is that he maybe finally looks his age. He's 39. He's not 40 quite yet. He'll be 40. Actually, I forget when his birthday is, but
You forgot when his birthday is?
He looks, well, I just looked it up. He looks his age, and he also has like a bit of he's wearing a Yankees hat. He got like a little swagger going on with this beard, mustache, the jokey hair, no jokey sunglasses, stuff like that. It's like a different Pauly D.
And also the serious, just like the serious prune face gaze that he's giving the camera, like Pauly D is the jokester, you know? So when he's like, I'm being sexy right now, it's like kind of jarring. But yeah, Pauly D, hot, great.
Yeah, hot, great. I always liked Pauly D.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, as far as like all of the Jersey Shore personalities, it's like Vinny was kind of ruined by his keto thing. And Pauly throughout this has kind of maintained good humor.
Yeah, and let's be honest, when your options are Pauly D, Vinny, and Ronnie brings everyone down, and anything looks good compared to Ronnie.
Yes.
You know, like anything
right. It's like
is appealing.
Right. It's like all of them, even Mike's situation, who went to jail for tax fraud, which is like, you know, the kind of lowliest thing you can go to jail for. Not lowly, I mean like hot, like not dark, like the least dark thing you can go to jail for, right? He even is kind of a good spirit, like vibes guy now too, because of sobriety. It's like,
so right.
Ronnie really is the lowest.
So like, yeah, Mike has this great narrative, like I'm sober now, I'm like turning my life around, like it's very sweet. All of them have very borderline sweet things. Vinny's is ridiculous, but still. I gotta say, I have to catch up on the I didn't watch the most recent season of Family Vacation, although I heard it wasn't very good.
Neither
so
did
I don't know if
I
I care. But I was just talking to someone else about this. If it's still on Hulu, I think it is. You will never ever, especially in quarantine, you will never ever regret revisiting seasons 1, 2, and 3 of Jersey Shore. Perfect television. Perfect television.
Right. And I would
perfect
say
television. Perfect television.
Episodes 1, 2, 3 of Jersey Shore, and then season 1, not 2, just 1 of Family Vacation. Yeah. Do not go further than
season
that.
Season 2 of Family Vacation got way too dark, way too quickly.
It got dark, but season 1 is good.
Season 1 is incredible. Incredible. Okay. I'm sure we've said those things many, many times, but I mean, we are the exact age to be permanently endeared to Jersey Shore forever.
I know,
forever,
it's true. It's
forever.
true. It's true. But not in. But it's what's funny is we're right in their bullseye. But I still won't watch the latest seasons.
Yeah,
like I still am very much like,
sad,
oh, these people. Yeah.
Every time I watch the first episode of Jersey Shore, I forget how much fucking happens, and I forget that Snooki goes through an entire season arc in one episode. She shows up, she's the queen, then she's the villain, then she apologizes, then there's redemption. It's like, and all of that is in like 41 minutes. It's unreal. It's unreal. Meanwhile, Angelina shows up with garbage bags. Oh, God, now I just want to stop recording and watch Jersey Shore. Okay, Here we go.
Hi, Lindsay Bobby. It's Rachel from Lindsay's hometown of Newton, Massachusetts. Anyway, long time. Anyway, I was calling in because I think you really need to discuss Grimes' mom and her Twitter activity. Thanks. Yummy Pop Scarjo. Bye.
Shout out Newton, Massachusetts, my hometown.
Shout out Newton.
I haven't been there in a while. Hope it's well. We did talk about Grimes' mother, but I cut it because it was so boring.
Yeah.
But I because we got calls about it, happy to mention
calls are
it.
more fun, you know?
Yeah, but also just like sometimes we talk about it and it's boring and then the people actually do want us to say something about it or mention it and I'm like, okay, well, I guess, even though I warned you, you know what I mean? Like we tried. But the point is that Grimes' mother is a commentator in Canada. She writes for, or she has written for the National Observer about politics, and she like won a bunch of awards.
She's a lawyer
and
too.
Yeah, and she sat down with Trudeau and talked about the pipeline. That was a whole thing because I think she was anti-pipeline. He's pro-pipeline. That's a whole thing. So she's like a relatively liberal writer. So she obviously was anti when Elon Musk was, opening the Tesla plant against all recommendations from the CDC, and he kind of said a lot of stuff about like he's like, arrest me, I'm on the line, da da da, and he just had a baby, and da da da. She was subtweeting him about those things.
And she deleted the tweets, but they said, if your partner went through a challenging pregnancy and childbirth in the last 2 weeks and you were over 16 years old, would you be blaring MRA bullshit on Twitter right now? Obviously about Elon. Someone quote tweeted Elon and said, Buddy has a 3-week-old baby. She responded to that person, but not Elon, and said, not yet 2 weeks. So it's like, listen, I know it's worse than you're even saying. This guy's a monster.
Right. I mean, she did have a reply that I saw. I'm not sure. I couldn't find it again, but it was and I don't really remember it as well, but it was along the lines of like, them saying someone said she doesn't like him, and she said, I do like him, I just think he's better than this. Like it was kind of like a disappointing thing, but I guess maybe they talked and she deleted the tweets because they were like, don't air us out in public, but also Elon Musk is a fucking asshole, so whatever. You shouldn't put the political opinions of a spouse on the other spouse. I mean, just like you shouldn't blame a kid for their parents' offenses, etc. So like it is hard to be like, put this on Grimes, but Grimes' mother versus Elon Musk to me is like a funny back and forth. The mother-in-law being like, you're an idiot, because he is an idiot.
Okay, so that's Sandy. Looks just like Claire. Which is really funny. It's funny to be like a middle-aged woman and look like Grimes, you know?
Yes.
It's funny. Okay, next call.
I mean, technically Grimes looks like her.
Yeah. Without spoiling it, there is a call in here. We got a lot of really good don't play these calls this week, and there is maybe top 5 best do not play this call we ever got was this week. And thank you so much to the caller who called in with it. I wish I could tease more.
What was the topic again?
The one about
Oh.
It's not spicy at all.
We got a few don't play these that were good this week.
An amazing little detail, and it was just a generous person saying, you know what, I can't say this publicly, but I want Lindsay and Bobby to know a little detail, and she told us, and it was amazing.
But the thing is, it wasn't even, it was a detail that would not change anything, but would mean something to us. Which is like the most valuable. It's like, it's a detail. If I told like Radar Online, they'd be like, who gives a fuck? But like, it's
they'd be like, we're not paying for that.
Yeah. You're getting nothing for that. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much. I'm just scrolling through the calls and I'm seeing the do not play this that we put at the end. Okay. This one we can play, unfortunately.
Hi, Lindsay Bobby. I just learned that 1 in a Million by Boston from Miss Congeniality was Golden Globe nominated. Did you know this? Crunch crunch.
1 in a million.
Once in a lifetime.
Okay, Bobby like yelled this at me when he got this call. Like he was so excited to learn this.
I always liked this song. This song was very important to me. It doesn't exist outside of the movie.
Boston?
Boston is a Swedish?
He's a Swedish artist.
Swedish.
His name is Boston because his father's name is Bo and he is Bo's son.
Yes,
so he's
I love it. That's
Boson.
the Nordic structure. Like
he's Boson.
Olsen is the son of Ol, you know? Like that's how they did their shit. I think it's so funny. He's the son of Bo. And that's his stage name. His real name is something else. I can't be bothered right now.
Stefan Olsen. I have his
Okay,
Wikipedia
so now he's
open, of course.
Bosun.
And I guess he did a Michael Jackson impression in the semifinal of some show, and that gave him a big break. And he performed and wrote "One in a Million" from the album "One in a Million," and it became a top 10 hit in Europe and Asia in 2000. And it was in the movie. Oh my God. And he wrote it to his girlfriend, Miss Sweden, 1998. So the song was about a beauty queen.
Incredible.
That is, to me, iconic.
I feel that explains why it wasn't nominated for an Oscar and just a Golden Globe. Not to say it was Oscar worthy, but I think the Oscars have stricter rules for this, and this may have been a pre-existing song, and it was kind of allowed in the Golden Globe.
One in a Million hit number 2 on the charts in Norway.
Which
and number
charts?
5.
Okay.
Norway and number 5 on the charts in Austria.
Can't you just picture Gracie Lou Friedbush walking with her little scepter and her her torch?
Yes, are you kidding? This is bringing up so many images for me. The other thing that this makes me think of, this couldn't be a more Eurovision song. It feels old. It feels,
that Spanish guitar that was so popular in the year 2000.
Yes, it feels like Loreen. It feels like this guy should have entered this song in Eurovision. Speaking of Eurovision, are we going to do a Eurovision episode or segment? Have we thought about this yet?
We haven't thought about it. So the short answer is yes. The long answer is we don't know how it's going to work, but it's going to happen. It has to happen. It'll definitely be a segment. I don't know that it can support an entire episode, but it will be a segment on the public, not the Patreon.
Maybe we could do a segment on the public and then more talk on the private.
Yeah.
We'll do an extended version on the private. I've already listened to all of them because I wrote a thing for Vulture and they're really fucking fun.
I haven't listened to all of them yet. I've only listened to some. I'm really behind. Yeah. I'm disappointed in myself.
It's okay. It's hard when there's not a competition because it's you can root for people, I guess. And they're doing a little bit of a show, but they're not really. It's not the same.
It's not the same. We've talked about that. Yeah. But really, so to go back to One in a Million by Boss and Miss Congeniality, big deal for me because it was filmed partly in San Antonio. So I remember seeing it opening weekend.
I'm sorry. Who did it lose the Golden Globe to?
So this is why I wanted to talk to. I thought it'd be fun to play some songs. So let's revisit the other music from this year. I was looking at these, and the only one that I can sort of quote unquote sing is I've Seen It All by Bjork. The other ones I couldn't tell you what they sound like. The Garth Brooks one vaguely rings a bell because I did love Frequency back in the year 2000. Have you seen Frequency?
Oh, big time. That's the movie where he talks to Daddy on the radio.
Daddy died, and then he talked to him on the radio, and then
We've talked about this on Who Weekly.
We've talked about Frequency.
Has been on topic.
We talked about Frequency.
Yes, we have.
And then at the end, he's like, invest in Yahoo, right?
Okay. So that had a song from Garth Brooks. Let's listen to a little bit of this.
Let's listen to the chorus. Okay.
On a prayer, in a song, I hear your voice, and it keeps me hanging on. Oh, raining down against the wind. I'm reaching out till we reach the circle's end. When you come back to me again.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Garth Brooks music, kind of hard to find on the internet. Want to play the other ones? Okay.
Oh, it's really hard to find because he created his own internet.
I know. I know. The Emperor's New Groove was long after I stopped caring about Disney movies, and yet people were like, no, it's a return to form. It's really good. It does nothing for me. I have no sense of the Emperor's New Groove.
It's a good one. It reminds me of the Hercules of Disney movies where it's the true heads know some of these later Disneys were kind of more interesting than the OGs. Hercules is my favorite, but Emperor's New Groove I remember being very much talked about. So what was the song that was nominated from there?
But even though 2 years later came Lilo and Stitch, which actually is in top 5 for me, so I should take that back. I just didn't really give much of a shit about Emperor's New Groove, and I love Lilo and Stitch. Here is this Sting song from Emperor's New Groove.
Would those lucky guys turn out to be. But that unusual blend of my funny friend and me.
I can't hear a Sting song like this without feeling like I'm watching an ABC promo from 1987. So this is not doing anything for me.
Well, the funny thing about a Sting song in a movie is like sometimes people adapt to like, what's the movie sound like? What I'm writing for this film. It's like, no, that's just like literally a Sting song. They're like, okay, so we're gonna hire you to do this song for this movie. Just do whatever you would normally do, and we'll just put the song in the. You know what I mean? Like there's no changing.
Then there's the Bob Dylan song that won, which I'll play a clip of and then like completely forget.
No, you skipped Bjork.
No, that's saving the best for last.
Okay.
People are crazy and times are strange.
No, I have to turn that off.
That song was in Wonder Boys, a movie which I know existed but can't remember any details about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who was in Wonder? Do you know
Michael
anything
Douglas
about
and
Wonder Boys?
Tobey
Or you
Maguire.
just...
I have not seen that movie since high school.
Okay,
and
who cares?
So who cares? And then the best song of that year.
Oh my god, this is incredible. They should have won. This is silly. It's stupid.
And never forget, this is why she wore the swan dress.
Yeah, so Bjork, Dancer in the Dark, which she was in.
She was the dancer in the dark.
And she had a song for, and honestly, should have won.
This song put in the work. This song should have won. I know that like it would have been fun if Boston had won, but this song is about the movie.
We jokingly stan Boston. It would have been iconic if One in a Million won. Like that's actually an amazing nomination. Like to dig that out of all the movies, to look through the movies of that year and be like, let's give this one a little bit of a nod of the hat. But this song actually was incredible, and this movie is incredible. So
Absolutely.
Come on. Who won the Oscar Song of the Year that year?
Bob Dylan won.
He
Obviously,
won
he didn't go.
Both?
Yeah.
Bite me. Wow.
Then I've Seen It All was nominated. My Funny Friend and Me, the Sting song, was nominated. So 3 of them overlapped. The 2 wild cards, the songs that took the place of Boston, how dare they?
Yeah.
Were A Love Before Time from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon,
Yeah,
and then A Fool in Love by Randy Newman.
From Meet the Parents.
I could sing a part of that
This
song.
really shows, though, that the Golden Globes, see, they know the Golden
They're the awards
Globes
for the people.
They're for the people. They think beyond. They think outside the box. Outside the box. Letting Boston in that fucking category. Outside the box.
Okay. And you think I'm going to cut that segment?
Yes, I
Fucking
hope you
no, I'm
cut
not
that
gonna
segment. I hope you cut
I'm
that
keeping
segment.
this segment in the episode.
Okay,
Surprise,
then maybe
you're going to open up the episode on Friday and you're going to say, wow, there's 35 minutes on Boston. I was wrong.
This episode's 4 hours long. Okay, can we move on? And maybe we should skip the Jamie Lee Curtis tweet.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Can't imagine it any other way. WhoWeekly.us is a Squarespace. It will always be a Squarespace. We love our Squarespace.
Even if they said no more advertising on this podcast, we would still have it be a Squarespace because honestly, it's just the easiest, sanest way to have a website on the internet at this point.
Yeah. I really can't think of another option.
No, I wouldn't even know how to do another option at this point. It's like it is a perfect way. I know they have all the features I need. If there's a new feature that I need somehow in the future, I know that they're going to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say there's something we need to do on this website that I can't even think of right now. I know that
As
in the
technology
future
advances,
that they will have our back.
I trust that Squarespace will keep up.
Well, because right now it's like, we have our tour dates that we're able to change on a whim,
Very
which
easily.
we need to. But Squarespace does plenty of other things. They've got, you could do a course, you could host a course, you could do analytics, you could do email campaigns, you can take payments, you can sell stuff. I mean, it's like
sell stuff
we could do whatever we wanted on Squarespace, and I am actually comforted knowing that I could do that in the future.
Yeah.
So head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/who and save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain. That's 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Let's play a quick game of Who Are Them.
Oh my God, we can? We have time? Well, yeah.
We have a little time. We have a little time.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to put in 6 hours of Bjork content, and 1 in a Million will just play on repeat for a few
Wait,
times.
this list is like
This list is really funny. So it's some from the past few weeks that we
I can
couldn't- that we
tell
didn't
because
play,
you
but,
whittled
like,
it down
hold
to
on.
be like the truly iconic ones.
Here we go.
Hi, Lindsay and Bobby. I am watching one of the most iconic movies of all time. I don't know if Bobby will agree with this, but Ever After, starring the Drew Barrymore. Which leads me to this question. Is or are the Brothers Grimm whose or them's? Right? I was really considering this. But that's what quarantine does to you. Love you guys. Crunch, crunch. Mean Grease.
Brothers Grimm. Who are them? 1, 2, 3.
Them. Brothers Grimm are thems.
They're them. The movie with Matt Damon and not Hugh Jackman.
Oh, Heath Ledger?
Heath Ledger.
Oh
And
my
Heath
God.
Ledger. My brain just broke for 2 seconds. The movie with Matt Damon and Heath Ledger. Who? The Brothers Grimm themselves? Thems. Name other fairy tale writers. Name two other fairy tale
the
writers.
Brothers Grimm are thems for sure. I mean, yeah, that movie does not count as Brothers Grimm stories as movies are thems. The Brothers Grimm movie is a who. Unfortunately.
Can you name their first names?
The brothers?
Grimms? Yeah.
Josh and Ben.
One of them is like too German. The other one's just sort of like whatever. Biblical, but not necessarily German.
Adam and Heinz.
No. Wilhelm and Jacob.
Okay. That's good.
Those are the Grimm. Yeah, they're thems. Also,
like the
Ever
Property
After. How
Brothers.
dare you? Of course I love Ever After. Do
The
you know who you're
Brothers
dealing
Grimm were
with?
the original Property Brothers. What if the Property Brothers were called the Brothers Property? That would change everything.
It surprises me that they didn't change their last name to Property. Like, they're so corny and dumb, they would change their last name to Property. Zoe Dational Property.
There's still time.
I now pronounce you Mr. and Mrs. Property.
It's also just
God.
funny that they were called the Property Brothers in general. Like, how did that even happen? How did they even come up with that?
God, and then there'd be the spin-off, The Property Wives, and it's about Linda and Zoe.
I mean, that's
What do
still
they
very
do?
much-
Nothing.
that's still
Can you
very
imagine
much
a more boring show? The Property Wives? What are you doing today? Oh, going to Target. What about you? Oh, I gotta call my mom. Gotta call my sister.
This show sucks. It's been canceled.
It's the worst show of all time.
Actually,
the Property Wives.
this show's been renewed for season 2, but we're replacing both the women with Ruby Rose.
Oh, she'd quit. She'd quit before season 2 was over. Next call.
Richard Hatch. Who were them?
Richard Hatch. Who were them? 1, 2, 3. Who?
Who?
OG Who. An early Who.
Like
early
OG reality star, like peak Who almost. Like the beginning of
peak Who.
Whodom is like this flash in the pan man who like did a thing and then like had controversy and then everyone kind of forgot.
I know, and then he had to drive around that hideous Aztec. Remember that hideous car? You won $1 million plus this car. This ugly ass car that we cannot get off the lots.
It is funny to me when you are on a reality show and you win an item that's like clearly Spawn, because of course it's Spawn,
Yeah.
but like it's bad Spawn and it's like, can I sell this item? And then there's like rules against you selling it. Anyways.
Hi, Lindsay Bobby. I am reading that truly buck wild GQ story, which I'm sure you're getting a million calls about. My question is, Christopher Nolan, who are them? Robert Pattinson, who are them? I think they're both thems, but, I could be wrong. Pasta Burger, definitely a who, so much so that later this whole thing as well. Anyways. Good phone, bye.
I was just reading a thing on Cinema Blend this morning.
Ooh, Cinema Blend.
I have the tab open still, just coincidentally, and it was
Uh-huh.
about how they have not pushed this Christopher Nolan movie.
No.
It's still scheduled to come out at the end of July.
Yep.
And they're just like, we're not moving it. We're not moving it. We're not
But
moving
isn't
it.
it?
So
It's Netflix, right?
no. It's like IMAX. It's like as theatrical as you can get.
So how is anyone going to see it? They're just hoping that some of the
They
American.
think theaters are going to be open by then.
They're making that bet.
He refuses to move it.
That's crazy in a way because it's like a movie that is so based on like a huge theater experience because like you know him, he loves like noises and like
this thing says by all accounts Christopher Nolan really wants his movie to be the movie to usher audiences back into theaters.
I mean that would be it's funny, it's like he so wants to be like the first movie you see in theaters again that he's making the bet that he will be, but like maybe in other parts of the country, but not this part.
Maybe other parts of the world, maybe Europe.
Exactly, maybe other parts of the world, but not this part. But I mean,
not
whatever.
This part.
You know,
I don't know who fucking.
So Christopher Nolan, who were them?
Anything.
We didn't even get
One,
there.
1, 2, 3.
Them for sure.
He's
one of the
one
directors.
One of the director thems.
Yeah.
Hi, Bobby Lindsay. Long time. Wallace Shawn. Absolutely a them. Crunch. Tim Tebow lesbian.
1, 2, 3. Them.
Who? I mean, did you say them?
Maybe he is a who. I said
I
them.
just feel like Wallace Shawn, everyone knows what he looks like. He's been in so many things. He's a true legend. He writes plays, he's acts, but he is a character actor. Like to a T.
Yeah. God, his voice though, his voice and
I mean,
his
I know
face
he's
are them.
Yeah, it's
but
like
maybe his
but you
maybe
would
his
say
name is not.
you would say, "Oh, it's that guy. Love that guy."
Yeah.
Like we mixed him up with like fucking Richard Dreyfuss when we did the book club, only on Patreon, the book club DVD
We didn't
commentary.
mix him up. We
You
just
know what I
mixed
mean?
up the order they appeared.
But we were like, oh, those two, you know, they kind of overlapped a little bit. The point is that I think he is iconic, but I do think he's one of those perfect. When we always say it's like you know them, but you cannot place them, and it's like character actor.
I'll take it back. I'll defer to you. Yeah, he's a who. He's a who.
Hi, Lindsay Bobby. So I've been obsessed with Run, and it led me down this rabbit hole of whether or not these three women are gay icons, or if it's just me. Merritt Wever, Toni Collette, and Catherine Hahn. All of them's, I think, but still wondering. Crunch.
Let's do the who them first. Merritt Wever, who are them? 1, 2, 3. Who? I mean, if Wallace Shawn is a who, Merritt Wever is a who. I'm
right,
sorry.
like well respected. That's not the case here, but just in
Come
terms
on.
of like recognizable. Yeah, and Run is not going to break her out. Sorry.
Toni Collette, 1, 2, 3.
Them, but only over the past 2 years for sure.
And let's see where we land with Catherine Hahn. 1, 2, 3. Who?
Who?
I think she hasn't gotten there yet.
But she's cuspy.
But that's
like
fine.
she always is like, yeah.
She's always good. People love her and things.
I know.
She's been the funniest part of a lot of things and the most memorable part of a lot of things, but I still think she's a who.
And to answer your question.
Yes. They're all gay icons.
They're
yes,
all
of
gay.
them.
Because it's like they're all gay icons for many reasons, but the main reason being they're underappreciated female actresses of a certain age. So yes, they're gay icons. Like that is literally every
Merritt
bullseye.
Weaver's like our age, but you know.
Is she? I thought she was old. No, well, we're of a certain age. We're older than 23.
I guess. Oh, she's older than we are. She's older than we are, but I think we're, not by much.
I'm just
No
saying.
offense to
I'm just
us.
saying. I'm happy to be of a certain age. I don't care.
No, I love
But
being
my-
a certain age.
My point is just like an actress who is taking on weird, interesting roles and who is older than 23. Just like the next person you have on the list.
Hi, Lindsay Bobby. I just called, but I rambled. So to cut it down, Parker Posey, who are them? Obviously iconic. Would love your input. Thanks. Good farm ball fun.
1, 2, 3.
Them.
Yeah, them.
I think
them.
so.
The name helps also.
But I also think that she reached like a certain point of like her name is I think so.
Hey, Who Weekly. I have been watching a lot of Nurse Jackie, and I'm wondering if Edie Falco is a who or a them. Bye.
This is weird to hear a sign off that's just bye.
Bye.
1, 2, 3.
Them? I do think so. I think so.
Yeah. Nurse
She's
Jackie
pretty.
and Sopranos are both two big shows. Two big
Yeah.
shows that she won a lot of awards for.
Yeah, I think
People
so.
like Edie Falco.
I think so. She's amazing. She's so good on Sopranos. Okay.
Hi. Hi guys. Long time, I guess. so much going on, but I really want to know, are the cores whose or them? Or Andrea core, is she a who or them? Is that crazy? Also, JoJo, new album, pretty great. Is she a who or them? That's it. Good for Bella Thorne. Alright, bye.
So at the end, he asked, he just like weirdly pivoted to JoJo as well. Is she a who or them? So, okay, the cores, whether or not the cores are who or them, has a lot of sub questions. So I think
It's true. Like it's like also personal. Like I saw the Cores headline a concert for Mix 98 Five Fest when I was like 13 in the middle of like Boston Common. Like they were the easy listening champions of my like youth.
They have so many albums, and I could name one of their songs.
Right. It's
precisely
like go
one.
Go on. That song.
That song is wonderful. It's incredible. And also, look at this disparity here. I don't think I'm wrong in assuming that this caller was Irish. Whether or not this caller still lives in Ireland, I don't know. But this caller sounded Irish.
Irish them.
Look at his first album. Forgiven Not Forgotten, released in 1985. Number 2 on the Irish charts, number 131 on the US charts.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yes. Yes. And I'm yes.
The album that had Breathless on it
yes.
was only number 21 on the US charts. And Breathless was a big song.
Breathless was a big song here, but I would say they were significantly more popular in Ireland than here, maybe across the world than here.
And do you know who wrote Breathless?
Is it Mutt Lange?
It's Mutt Lange.
Yeah. That's amazing to me. It's like
it's amazing.
He is like he's like, I'll give you a song, and then it's like their number one hit, you know?
So why don't we do Breathless? No, let's do the cores. No, let's do Andrea core, because there are 4 cores.
Stop. I don't want to talk about each core.
Andrea core, who are them? 1, 2, 3, who?
Who?
Okay. The cores.
Why are we doing
1, 2, 3, who?
Who?
Breathless. How about this?
I don't like this. Okay.
1, 2, 3, who?
Them.
I think it's still a who as well.
Right. No, it's a who.
I think it's a who.
It's a who. It's a who.
I think it's a
just
who.
like what I love about them was like they were an impressive band. Like that was their thing. It was like people saw them and like loved them because they were so like good at what they did. It was like
they were musicians.
Right. It was like fiddles, and they sounded Irish, but they also sounded contemporary, and like they were just like Irish through and through. But it was hard for them to break out of that sound. So I feel like it made sense that they only had like one hit question mark.
Leave me breathless. God, what a great excuse to play a little bit of Breathless.
If you think about Breathless, it does sound like a Shania Twain song.
Sounds like a Shania Twain song.
That part where it's like country-ish almost. Like
yeah, and you know how Shania Twain loves like an introductory like come on or like cool, like some sort of introductory call to arms. It has that too.
Wow. It's truly Mutt Lange.
Go on, leave me breathless.
And then one more call. Sorry.
Wow, we're almost at 2 hours. Like, this is on you.
No, we're not. Oh, wow, we are. No, we're not. Okay.
Hi, Lindsay, Bobby. Long time. Just a question. AAA batteries. Who are them? Thanks. Bye. Crunch, crunch.
What?
AAA batteries. Who are them?
Yeah, I'm ready to answer this.
Great voice on this caller. Good announcer voice. 1, 2, 3. Them.
These are the batteries you always need but don't have in stock.
You know what? And I fucking knew you were gonna say that because right now I'm so glad you said that. Oh my god, I'm so glad you said that because right now I'm in the craziest situation. I'm in dire need of AA's, and I've got AAA's coming out the ass, just pouring out of my ass. There's so many AAA batteries in my house, and I can't fucking find a AA battery to save my life.
That's so dangerous. Can you please take the AAA batteries out of your house?
That's never in my life have I yelled at a girl like this. I have never had an abundance of AAA's and no AA's.
So I always have I always need AAAs. I'm always
Come
looking
over
for
to Let's do some contactless battery swapping because I have so many.
Okay, and I have so many AAs because for some reason I bought a lot of AAs and rechargeable AAs. So I have fucking like a AA rechargeable with those batteries.
You will never catch me with rechargeable AAs. Rechargeable AAs, it's like you always forget to charge them, and it's like, God, I just wish I had regular batteries.
What needs batteries these days? Not to be whatever, but a
You wanna
remote
know?
control or like a vibrator. What else needs batteries these days?
Remote control the clock in my kitchen. I haven't had a clock in the kitchen working for months. Our like universal remote, the universal remote uses AAs. Every other remote uses AAAs.
I'm just
and
saying.
so
if you
we got
look
all these
around-
remotes on the counter, on the coffee table, and it's like I just want the one fucking remote, but I can't use it because I'm out of AAs.
I'm just saying it's like I have all these batteries
Remotes and a vibrator.
But like, what even do I have in my house that uses batteries, right? Clocks, you're right, clocks, vibrators, or remote controls. I cannot think of another thing.
Well, the thing about batteries is like when we were kids, you go through batteries like candy, right? Because you're using them in your toys and they run out, you know?
Yes,
it's like,
yes,
I
yes,
played my
yes.
Virtual Boy for so long and I need
my Virtual
16 more
Boy.
batteries. I need 16 more batteries in my Virtual Boy because whatever. But
Yes.
as adults, you use batteries and they last for a long time because it's like you only use them for clocks and you only use the remote.
But
for
also
remotes.
you
And so
use
it's easy to
everything
forget.
is rechargeable now because like, why wouldn't it be? Yeah.
Like the Apple TV remote I can plug in, but the
Yes.
TV remote, batteries. Also, it's a Samsung TV. This is a side fucking note. Everyone in my apartment must have a Samsung TV because it is constantly turning on and off, and I cannot deal with it. It's like, do you have this problem?
Oh,
is anyone
people are people are turning off your
Samsung remotes are
TV
the
with their
same.
remotes?
Constantly. Trying to play a little Call of Duty Warzone, TV off.
No.
Trying to watch Titanic, TV off.
No, that is so
TV
funny.
off,
I'm
TV off,
sorry.
TV off.
I'm sorry.
Because, we're butt up against the neighbors.
I just
even if they're
sorry.
never
That is the
home.
most New York shit ever, which is just other people turning off your TV.
Samsung. It's just
I have to
ubiquitous, the
say
Samsung
though,
remote.
if you don't have a universal remote, you do not love yourself. It's worth every
I
battery I
have
put
one,
in
but
there.
I can't use it
Okay,
because I don't have any AA batteries.
I'm talking to the listener. I know you have one and can't use it because you just talked about it.
The universal remote really did change my goddamn life. And
It really did. It really changed my life. It really.
It doesn't
changed my
work for
life.
the app. It like technically works with the Apple remote, but
Mine
like
does.
not well. Like you
Oh.
need the Apple TV remote. No.
Oh no, I never use Apple TV remote. Actually, you know what? I don't even know where it is.
You
It could
use
be
your
anywhere.
universal remote for the
Yeah.
Apple TV remote?
Yeah. Well, Bobby, I don't know
It's
where
so
the
clunky.
Apple TV remote is so deep in one of my chairs or my couch that it will never be found. The Apple TV remote could be in Mars. It could be up my ass. Speaking of up your ass, it could be.
What is the God, no, this is so Jesus.
We're gonna hit 2 hours because of this conversation.
What is the Oh God, now I'm picturing wait, you have to this is a visual gag. Look.
Wait, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do?
So the sperm that are floating through Kirstie Alley in the opening of Look Who's Talking
Uh-huh.
are like what happens when you drop an Apple remote. They just
Stop.
start drifting away. They're just like bye 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 bye.
Okay, you didn't need the visual for that, but you're right. Yes, you put down an Apple remote and it slides into nowhere. It walks itself away from you into the abyss. Like there is no way to keep track of an Apple remote, you know? You need a big, fat, clunky universal remote that will
It's
never
so
get
big.
lost.
And when it falls, it goes and the batteries fly out of it and you're like, God damn it. It's half my life.
Can we
batteries
please,
falling.
Can we please? I need to end this.
Also, I cannot believe we referenced the Cores and Look Who's Talking in the same episode. The
You
Gen
did.
Zers are like, excuse me? The Gen Zers are like, what?
They woke up from their slumber like, hello? Okay.
My OG favorite Vine. Hello? The woman who's getting water poured on her face.
Yes.
Hello? Okay, we're done. Holy hell.
This is
We've
your
been recording
editing,
for 2
so
hours.
this
That's
is on
fine.
you.
I got a day. That's
okay.
fine.
I got a day.
Thank you for listening to Who's There, your weekly call-in show. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, not about batteries, or do we have any?
If
do we
you
have any
call us,
solicitations this
if
week?
you call us about batteries, I will never play it. So do
Or
not
blocking
call.
your number. We can do that, by the way. We can block numbers. We
We've
don't do
never-
it,
but we've
But
never
we
done
could if
it.
we wanted to.
Yeah,
we've never done it.
Mm-hmm. What else is going on? We're doing a Chromatica listening party for the Patreons. It's going to be super fun. So if you want to join for that, iconic. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
We're going to listen to it together. And then we're also going to do an episode about Chromatica. That's just us talking about it. It's going to be great.
God, this is how we're selling the Patreon.
Hey, well,
So much
whatever. What are we
Chromatica
supposed to
content.
sell? What are we supposed to sell in this time?
No,
in
it's
this time.
the Patreon is so much fun for us to do. So we just really enjoy it, and we're thrilled that other people like it too. It blows our minds. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as well. I think that's all. And I don't know. Listen to the cores. No, don't listen to the cores. Listen to Boston. 1 in a Million. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Hey. 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 I want to be famous.
I'm curious to know, hi, Lindsay Bobby, what projects you think Tyler Lautner auditioned for and didn't get Crunch Crunch?
Hi, Lindsay and Bobby. I was just looking at BB Rex's Venmo, which is dumb, I know, but she only has like 2 public transactions. One's from December 4th, 2015. Someone has probably already called in and told you this, so it was probably really dumb. She paid someone makeup, and then she was charged by someone else in 2018 for a missed appointment. I looked up the person, and it was a massage therapist, so BB Rexa missed her massage therapy appointment. Okay, me in quarantine. Goodbye.
Hi, Bobby and Lindsay. It's me again. Medium time, short, medium, short to medium time. I am calling you from New Zealand. I'm celebrating that we've just moved to level 2. Sorry, I wasn't actually trying to humble brag there, but I guess I did. Anyway, I'm celebrating because wherever I am, and I've got a spoon of lemon curd, and it's just so delicious, and I love lemon curd, and I think it's like strangely underrated, even though like literally everyone loves it. Why don't we just all eat it all the time? I don't know. Is lemon curd a who? And like of the condiments, is it a condiment or is it? I mean, what is it? What's the equivalent? Coulis? Is a coulis a who or a them of I don't know what the sauces? Bechamels of them. I'm going on too long. Crunch. Oh God, I can't end the call. Good phone call. Hi, Weekly. It's me again. I'm calling because my previous message was perhaps too deranged, but I do need to know the answer. Lemon curd. Who or them of what? Condiments, specifically sweet condiments? What is a lemon curd's equivalent? Is it a coulis? Is a coulis a who or a them? I think like lemon curd is really underrated in a weird way, even though literally everyone loves it. I just don't think we necessarily consume it enough. I mean, I know it's a treat, but anyway. Like sauces? Is it just general sauces? That seems too broad. Bechamels are them is what I wanted to say. Okay, hollandaise? Ooh. Women do belong in balloons.